Right, so first video for this group. Sam asked me for a few more stretches for her back. I'm actually going to give a Pilates movement here for lower back. Now, I know some of you do traditional Pilates, so we're actually going to try the traditional method first. And then we're going to change it to suit your body, and I'm going to give you a few ideas to play with. And it is the cat. You might have heard of it, but I'm going to call it the moving cat. There's many variations, many changes. It's not just an up and down movement, but let's begin. So first of all, let's do the traditional way and the way you probably have been taught. So let's try this first. So normally your hands are that's underneath your shoulders. You've got to try and make sure you have a nice long spine. Your knees are going to be about hip distance apart and so on. So you might have been doing something like this, and I would like you to do this with me. So they might say, tuck under your tailbone, move vertebrae at a time, and then your head tucks in last. Notice my range of movement and notice your own range of movement, okay? Okay, now I'm going to unravel my head, my shoulders come out, and then my tailbone comes out last there. Okay, and again I'm coming back into a flat back. When you're doing cat, there's none of this, because most people are compressed in the spine, so we try not to do that movement because you've already got this curve. The curve of the spine can actually do that. It's actually the other way the back has to stretch. I don't know anybody who has to have more curve by doing this sort of position, okay? So, and actually that hurt my back. Every time I do it, it hurts my back. And I've actually got a few yoga instructors who come to me because they have painful backs due to the amount of work they do in that position. So, there's change that needs to happen there. So let's do the Aston version. So you've taken note of what it felt like that, and you might want to do a few more of those, but let's go. So there's 3 parts to this movement. I'm going to teach the basic one first, and I'm going to teach you a lower back version. Again, we are using GRF, we are pushing away the ground, okay? But my first part here is a down face. That's almost like a press up. I'm going to go down towards the ground as if I'm about to do a press up, and then I'm going to push away the ground and get my reach. Notice my range of movement now. Okay, and then come back into length, back into your coffee table position. Down towards the ground, reaching up into a C shape. Okay, so everything happens together. Back into length. It has to have flow. The body needs to flow. The body needs to move. There should be no restrictions. There is no articulation. It's impossible for the body to articulate. The body moves as a whole. You know, when we're walking, when we're running, everything is involved. So this is our stretching version, okay? Right, now, that's that. That's just the basic one. Now I'm going to sort of target getting into the lower back, and this is my favourite one to do. And there is also another variation, but that will be for another video. So going into lower back, again I'm going to take it like I'm going to do a press up. But this time I'm going to scoot my weight back so my fingertips are in contact with the ground, and there's weight on my legs here. I've got quite a bit of weight leg. I'm actually going to hang myself there. I'm going to let my head hang a bit there. It's a little bit like arcing. So this opens out this part of the spine more than if you were just going up and down. Okay, breathe out there, then walk it back and inhale into your position. If you feel restricted in your press up, go wider with your hands because it's a sign that you haven't got the room to do the movement. Don't feel like you can't do it. It's just there isn't room. So go wide with your hands. You should have movement there for your shoulders to go through. So again, down towards the ground, taking it back. Fingertips in contact with the ground there. Nice movement through this part of the spine. Make sure your neck's hanging, and then back into your length. I'm going to do it one more time. Down towards the ground, taking it back. Fingertips in contact with the ground, head just hanging there. Back into length. okay? Another little note just to draw your attention to, gravity is always pushing down us, as you know. When you're in these positions on all fours or on your tummy, then it's more likely for you just to let go of your stomach muscles there. Just have a subtle engagement. It's maybe, let's say if you were drawing in 100%, maybe you're only drawing in 30%, so that you have the movement. If I'm going to ask you to draw in more, then that's more toning. This is more for release and stretch. Not everything is about tone. We need to let go of one holding pattern before a new pattern can start to tone into. Otherwise, we just tone ourselves more into that, that compromised pattern that you might already be in. Hopefully this helps, and let me know how you get on.